Hi guys, welcome back to my vanity. Today what we're going to do is a first impressions. It's a new brand from Walgreens. I did a little haul. They had a buy two get one free. So I think I got just about everything to create a full look. This brand is called C.Y.O. I believe it is under the umbrella of Boots number 7. They do not test on animals or commission any testing on animals, so it is cruelty free. And so let's just go ahead and get into it and see what these items are all about. Okay, so the only thing I didn't get is a primer. The reason being I didn't get a primer is they just had a mattifying primer only, and even though my skin is typically dry, it has been starting to lean a little bit more towards oily, but I think if I do a mattifying primer, it'll be too much for me. I spent $55.93 with taxes. Again, it was buy two, get one free, so that was a pretty good deal. And I tried to stay generally in the same price range with my buy twos and gets ones free. Okay, so the first item that I'm going to use is I think I'm just going to put on the Illuminating cream for my primer. And we'll see if that gives us a glowy look. I'm not going to use anything else on the skin, so let's just go ahead and pump this out. Okay, so I don't know if you can really see it on the skin. It gives a nice, just like natural gold shimmer. So let's just do another pump so I can put it on my face. So far, it doesn't feel really too greasy or anything. It definitely makes my skin look shimmery. It's got gold shimmer. So you can see my skin's got a really pretty healthy glow going to it now. And looking up close, it doesn't look like glitter, like it's not chunky, so that's good. Let's let that soak in a little bit. So that's the Illuminating mixing cream that we put on, and that is $5.50. They had two foundations from what I saw. One was the mattifying foundation, and then the other one was this long-lasting life-proof foundation. They seem to have a pretty good range in this. It does come in a plastic bottle, but it does have a pump. And the foundation is $7. You do get 1 ounce. So let's just go ahead and pump some out on the back of my hand. So that is it. It is a little bit runny. As you can see, it's going down the hand, but it looks to be like a nice neutral color. I am going to go in with the L'Oreal sponge, I think. So far, I think it's going to be a pretty good match. So far, I feel like it's giving me pretty decent coverage. It actually looks really nice. It looks like skin. It's got like, it's not really matte, which I guess it's not supposed to be. It's also covering, it's not covering 100%. It's definitely doing a good job of like just evening out my skin tone. I feel like it's definitely something I'm gonna have to set. As you can see with the dewy mixing light underneath, this is definitely on the dewy side. I am going to have to set it. I did get a powder. This foundation, $7, so that's not bad. I'm gonna go in with another pump, not a full pump, just like a little bit on here and go along this area, which I want a little bit more coverage. And it doesn't look like it's caking up when I'm adding more, which is good. Okay, as far as coverage wise, I'm pretty impressed. It does look a little bit heavy, like I am wearing makeup with the second coat, but it doesn't look super cakey. I would say it's medium, maybe full. It, like, you know, with the second coat, it covered pretty well through here. Let's let that set a little bit, and we'll do the concealer. I picked up their highlighting concealer with Brilliance. The color I got mine in was Fair. That is $6. It has one of these brushes and like the little pen on the bottom. So let's go ahead and clicky some concealer up in here. Oh, I see it coming. Okay, consistency-wise, it actually feels pretty light. I feel like it'll blend out nicely. So let's go ahead and use that under the eye. Now this, they did not have a lot of color selection, so I think there was only like 3. And then besides that, I think they just had stick concealers, which I opted to go for this guy. Then I'm going to use this little Real Techniques eye sponge to blend that out. It blends out really nice. Yeah, I like that. I think it did a good job. I don't have really dark circles, but it just evened that out. A little bit of coverage. I like that it's slightly lighter than the foundation. So I think I really like that so far. They have powders. Again, they did not have very many colors in, but it's their Matte Press Powder Meet Your Matte in Fair. It did have a little plastic sleeve and one of these little guys here, but in Fair that actually looks a little bit dark, and it is more on the neutral cool side for a powder, so I thought that was a little bit interesting. Well, so we'll set this. I'm just going to use my e.l.f. blush brush. I like to use that for my under eyes, so let's go ahead and do that. It feels really smooth. I'm also going to set my eyelids. So far so good. It doesn't look to be like it's accentuating anything. I'm going to go ahead and use my e.l.f. I think this is just their powder brush to set the rest of my face. I'm not sure if they actually had like a translucent powder. I would prefer that, especially on a foundation that is like more medium to full coverage, because I don't want to add more coverage so that it gets cakey, but so far this is okay. I do like how mattifying it is. I feel like if you used it with like, I haven't used their matte foundation, but if you used it with their matte foundation, I feel like you'd be like extremely matte. So I think this is okay. It feels pretty good on the skin. Yeah, took down that tact. So their matte press powder is $5, so that's not too bad. And again, I don't know how many colors they come in, but I want to say there was only a few for the powders, so that kind of sucks. Let's go ahead and try their brow product. I got the Brow Sculpt and Define Pencil, and this is Frame of Mine. What I got mine in is dark. This retails for $3.50. It has a spoolie on one end, and then it of course has that little teardrop triangle type applicator on the other end. So far putting it on, it looks pretty pigmented. As you can see, it doesn't have too much of a waxy feel. It is going to smudge if you're rubbing on your eyebrows. They're pretty quick and easy. I like that. I don't like my brows to look overly drawn on. I have pretty big brows myself, so I think I did a good job. One thing I'm noticing, I feel like you have a little bit less control over how much product, like how dark it gets. The Anastasia Brow Definer is a little bit harder, so you don't get as much color payoff. So kind of keep that in mind. You know, you don't need a lot of pressure to get the color to apply. It's a little bit less waxy feeling than the L'Oreal one that's like this. Yeah, so for $3.50, it's not terrible. I wish it had a little bit more of like a waxy feel, so it had a little, I feel like that's not going to have as much staying power, but we shall see. They did have a brow and lash gel. I don't think I would use it on my brows, but I did pick this up. The color I got mine in was medium, fair medium, even though my brows are dark. I don't want to add like black to them. I don't know. So this is $5 and it comes in this big tube here. The brush is interesting. So as you can see, the brush has like long bristles on one side and short bristles on the top. I'm going to use the long ones to like, oh my gosh, comb the product in. It's very wet feeling. It feels like it's going to be messy. The hairs on the long side are actually pretty soft. I don't feel like your standard spoolie. And the short side feels like your standard spoolie. So far, I don't care for the wand. I wish it was smaller, even if it did want to do the same design. I wish it was like half, if not a third of the size, so that you don't have to worry about getting the product so much in your brows, or like outside of your brows, I mean. As far as putting it on your lashes, I'm not really sure about that. All right, so that has dried down. It doesn't feel like really crunchy, but it definitely has some staying power. So we'll see how that wears. What I did pick up was their bronzing rocks in Rock and Gold and Fair Medium. Now, this is $6, and it comes with a really beautiful rose gold CYO on it, as opposed to the white or the black, which I think is really pretty. And it's just in like your standard little jar. It has a little spongy type thing in here to keep the rocks in place. Now, this is supposed to be like bronzing, but they all seem pretty shimmery, so I don't know. I'm just getting my fingers on a few of them here. Not sure how that will work as a bronzer. It almost looks like a highlighter for medium skin tones. So let's just give it a go anyway and see what happens. If I don't like it, I'll just wash my face, right? Alright, so I'm just going to go in with this big Real Technique or Equal Tools blending and bronzing brush. Be on the lookout for this if you guys like to shop at TJ Maxx. These are usually on like a sale there. Okay. It's definitely got too much shimmer in it, I think, to be considered a straight up bronzer, but we will just go with it. So, I mean, it's pretty. I just don't think that it's a bronzer. You know, if you're someone who's going to use highlighter, this one is pretty shimmery. But so far it's not like crazy shimmery. I will continue to use it. These are the rocks here. There's like some pinky tone ones and more of like peachy, bronzy type rocks in there. They don't seem too difficult, like when you dab into it like this, you know, you are getting product on there, so it's not difficult. They don't seem too hard to get the product off. So I like them. I'll continue to use them. They might be more of like a topper, like if I contoured and then I wanted a little bit of a glow. It's interesting that they call them bronzing when they're so shimmery. But I think I'm going to keep the little sponge thingy so it keeps them where they're supposed to be. If I decide to travel with it, then this would be nice to keep that in there so they don't break. So I'm going to keep that. These guys, the bronzing rocks, are $6. And again, they have them in two colors. I got mine in Fair Medium, and they have a deeper one as well. I'd have to take a look. Maybe that one would be more of a bronzing color. But then I did pick up one blush. I thought it was going to be more of a matte blush, but when I got it, it actually has a little bit of shimmer to it. This is the color here. It's like a nice corally peach color, and it's called Tell It Straight. These are $3, so that's not too bad. Okay, yeah, it's got as you can see, it's got a little bit of a shimmer. It's got a little bit of gold reflect in there. Let's go ahead and put that on. So I'll be extra shimmery today. One thing I did not see really was like a straight up highlighter. I kind of thought that the bronzing rocks when I bought them were going to be more of like a highlighter, which I wasn't going to mind because I thought that this was matte, but it's not matte. Just going to take my Morphe E34 brush. This is their like a blush brush. I really like this one. So it's not too powdery. It definitely has a lot of glow to it. Okay, the blush is not bad. It's looking actually really pretty on camera, but you know, up close with these lights on, I can see like every single like little pore. It's not terrible, but combined with the bronzing rocks, I feel like it's just too much shimmer. But again, it's not reading that bad on camera, and it's not bad enough where I'm going to wash it off. I just won't use them together in the future, but the color is pretty. And I'm a sucker for like a peachy coral color, so yeah, I'll continue to use this. Let's do the eyes. They did have 3 eyeshadow palettes on the website for them. The colors, they didn't look very impressive, and I had a difficult time actually telling what the difference was between them. It seemed like they had similar colors, maybe like a couple of colors in different spots. I did at one point have one in my cart. I believe they were around like $12 or $14, but you got quite a few pans, but nothing looked like real impressive. I got one of these shimmery eyeshadows in C.Y.O. It's their metallic eyeshadow. This as well, they didn't have very many colors. They had one that looked more like a fiery copper color, but I kind of had other things like this, so I thought I would play it safe with like a brown, because, you know, I can pass this off if I don't like it or continue to use it. You know, I'm not going to be stuck with a color that I won't use. But as far as shadows, they just did not have a huge selection. They did have some single mattes, but I decided not to purchase those, so I am going to pull in I'm going to use something else to get my base down, and then we'll come back in and we'll use that. Alright guys, I just have my base work down. I used my Tarte Lip palette and I used the mattes in here to put down my base. These colors to me, the metallic ones, look like something you would just either buy the lighter one for like a pop in the inner corner, or something you're going to put all over the lid. Other than that, I don't really see much else of a use for them. So that's what I'm going to do today. I think I also might try and layer this eye stick. I really like these for like quick makeup days. This is the Sweeping Statement Metallic Eye Stick in, oh, it's on the cap, Clowning Around. This is the lightest one that they had. They did just have a few of these as well. The stick is $5 and then the eyeshadow is $4.50. So it is a little bit pricey, I think, for just a single shadow, for me anyway. This seems right on par with other stuff. So swatching this guy here, it feels really creamy. It does look a little bit chunky, which I don't really care for. It doesn't feel greasy though. It does feel smooth. Yeah, then once you blend it out, it looks a little bit more just like glittery. So maybe I'm not going to put that as like my base. It's definitely not like a base crayon. So I think I'm going to use that in a different way. We're going to go ahead and put the eyeshadow though in C.Y.O. all over the lid. I'm just going to use a flat shadow brush here to pack that on. So far it feels like it's applying okay. It's not as metallic as I thought it would be. Like, it's not like a foiled metallic. I do have a little bit of fallout right here. No problems, just brush that away. I know that they probably thought that that was being special, but I don't really care for that little ripple design in there. It does make it a little bit more messy when you're getting the color out. And their other single shadows don't have that, just the metallic ones do. I'm just going to use my Wet n Wild Photo Focus spray. I'll wet my brush and see if we can get a little bit more out of this. It doesn't look like it's ruining the shadow. Sometimes it creates like a little bit of a film. Oh yeah, so wetting it, you're definitely going to get more metallic. I'm going to take just a small shadow brush here and put some of that on the lower lash line here. For $4.50, I don't know, unless there's a color that you're like, oh my god, yes, I want that. I don't think I would spend, I don't think I'll buy any more of these. I'm just not a single eyeshadow fan either. I prefer palettes. But it did perform okay. It's given me a nice pretty look with the other matte shadows that I used, but I can get this from a lot of other palettes. So leave that up to your description. I definitely wouldn't buy any more of these though, personally. Just for me and the collection I already have. So then let's go in. I'm going to see if I can pop a little bit of this eyeshadow stick onto the center. So I'm actually just going to put it on my finger like that, just like that, and then pop it on. So it gives a really pretty sheen to the center of the eyelid. I'm going to see if I can use it in the inner corner for an inner corner highlight. I'm going to take it, this is just a brush that came in one of those L'Oreal palettes, the La Palette Nudes or La Palette whatevers. So again, I'm just going to take it on the brush like this. I don't want all those chunkies to go right in the center. So this will limit the amount of product that gets in there. It's pretty. It is a little bit more glittery than I'm used to, but it's different than any other crayons that I have. It also is not greasy, so it doesn't feel cheap, even though it is, you know, from an inexpensive brand. I was hoping that maybe I could use this for a highlighter on the face, but I feel like it is a little bit too glittery for that. I am going to continue to use it. I feel like it will be beautiful all over the lid, like on just a quick makeup day. I'll just pop this all over the lid and maybe a little bit deeper neutral brown in the crease and call it a day. Next up, I'm going to use the Kohl Gel Eyeliner. This one is in brown. Looks like that right here. It is a twist up one. Let's go ahead and swatcheroo. It feels really smooth going on, so that's good. As you can see, it has a little bit of a shimmer to it. I'm going to just go ahead and use that in the waterline a little bit. It's going on really, really nice in the waterline. Doesn't seem difficult to use. It's not taking a lot of effort to get on. Very smooth. It's not tugging at all when I'm putting this on there. They did have quite a few colors. I went safe with brown, and actually I don't have a shimmery brown one anyway, so it's a little more than a daytime look I got going on, but the eye pencil is $3.50, so that's not bad. I like it. I would actually consider buying more of these because it's not bad for that price. Mascara. They did have a few different kinds of mascara. I just opted to get the Definition Mascara. I got it in black. Comes in a box like this right here. It looks like, based on the picture, it's going to have rubberized bristles, which I'm not the biggest fan of all the time, but it feels very stiff, the brush does. Okay, so the brush is doing a good job at like combing and defining the lashes. It's not adding a lot of length. It's not adding any thickness. It is definitely just defining those lashes. I feel like it's definitely going to be good if you just like to have a separate, more lash defining mascara for your bottom lashes. This is going to be a great bottom lash mascara. Yeah, very fluttery and defined. Okay, so the mascara is on. I feel like it does a really good job of just combing through the lashes. The wand reminds me a lot of the Supersizer mascara, but it's not going to give any thickness. I don't think it's advertised as such because it is just a defining mascara. And if I didn't say it, the mascara is $6. All right, so let's go into lips. So I got two lip products. I got the lipstick and liner Too Clever by half. So you get the liner and the lipstick in Rainmaker. And this is $6. So the lipstick definitely feels like a moisturizing type of lipstick. It's definitely not matte. So let's go ahead and use that one. Sorry, I had to change my lighting again. It was just too dark. So the lipstick is on. I do really like it. I feel like it's a nice neutral color. It is slightly on the peach side, which I like. I feel like I'll continue to use it. I don't typically line my lips, but it's nice to have one that exactly matches the lipstick that you're using. And it feels firm, but not too firm to where it's tugging on your lips, but it also doesn't feel so soft that it's just going to break as you're putting it on. I do like this, and I feel like the formula is very creamy. It hydrates my lips, and it feels pretty good. So let's just go ahead and try on the other color. All right, so this one is their, I believe, Moisturizing Lipstick. Is in Rekindling. It's $4 as opposed to the dual-ended one, which is $6. This one, again, I thought it was matte online, but it is not. It has a little bit of a shimmer to it. And it has like a nice just sheen. It's not like glittery. It almost has like silver reflect in it. I really actually think this is a beautiful color. So let's just go ahead and put it on. It smells like candy of some sort. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the scent. It's like a fake cherry kind of a smell, like cherry cough drops, you know, the ones that come in the little clear wrappers. That's what it smells like. But it's not overwhelming. I can't smell it when it's on my lips. As far as the feel, I love it. I love moisturizing lipsticks. I love the finish. I love the color. It's like a nice fall color, but not super dark, so I appreciate that. And I love that it gives a little bit of a metallic sheen to the lips, makes them look fuller than they are. And yeah, nothing bad to say about it so far. So I don't know how many colors they have in the range. Again, this one is called Kindling. It does say that it's made in Germany on here, which I didn't know, but it looks like the majority of their stuff is made, no, so it's different for each product. This lipstick says that it's made in Germany. This dual one says that it's made in China, so that's interesting. Yeah, so it must just be different for each product because the mascara is Germany, the eyeliner is China. The illuminating thing is made in France. That is strange that everything is made somewhere different. The foundation is made in France. The blush is made in Germany. The bronzing rock's made in China. The powder is made in Germany. Eye stick is made in Italy. The bronzing thing, which we need to try yet, is made in France. The eyeshadow is made in Italy. So that's interesting. It's just strange to me that they wouldn't all be made in the same place, but I thought I would mention it because it's something that I noticed. So what do you guys think of the look so far? I'm pretty impressed with it. Okay, so let's go ahead and give these bronzing shimmer oil Gift of Glow a try. So it says shake. It does have a bunch of oils in here. I was just reading on Walgreens.com about it. That sounded very Midwest.com. So as far as oil, it has coconut, hazel, sweet almond, soybean, macadamia, and integrifolia oil. I don't know what that is. But it also has vitamin E to nourish, and it's scented with coconut oil. So we're just going to go ahead. We've already shaken it up. Comes in a dropper like this. And we'll go ahead and put a few drops on my hands here. See that right there. And after you do that, let's go ahead and put it on my shoulders. The fragrance is pretty nice. Let's see here. It's giving like a nice natural glow, but it's not very heavy on the shimmer. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty natural. You're not gonna like glow to the heavens, but it's definitely gonna give you a little bit of a summer bronze. And the scent is light. It absorbs in pretty quickly. Does leave your hands a little bit shimmery. I don't know if I'd use that on the face though. It seems a bit oily for the face. Yeah, it seems a bit oily for the face. I think on my chest I would almost want to use maybe like a sponge or something. So I'm going to put a couple of drops in my sponge, and I can always wash that. I think this is going to be perfect for traveling with. I'm going to be going to Jamaica this winter, and this would be great to put on with my swimsuit because it doesn't look like makeup. Like sometimes when you use powder highlighter, it's just a little bit too much, I feel like. And this just looks like a natural glow. I'm actually pretty impressed with this. It also is moisturizing, so I feel like you just keep this in your bathroom and then put it, you know, all over your body where you feel like you might be, you know, exposing some skin. I'm heading into fall, so that's not going to happen very often. So I kind of bought it at the wrong season, but okay, guys, let's go ahead and go over my final thoughts of everything that I've gotten and if I will rebuy. So first off, let's start off with the Shimmer Mixing Cream. I actually do like this. I feel like it's going to work really great with like my matte foundations, and I don't think that this long-lasting foundation is very matte when you first start out. So I feel like together it was something a bit much, but I do like it and I recommend this. As far as the foundation, I think I like the foundation. I do want to try it with a little bit different powder. It has a little bit of a natural glow to it, so I definitely first want to try it without this and then try it with the powder and then switch that up. So I'm going to continue to use it. I actually don't mind the packaging. I feel like it's great that it's in one of these vacuum seal type pumps because you're going to get every last drop. It's going to keep it very sanitary. It's travel friendly. I appreciate that. I feel like the color selection, they have a pretty good amount. So I'm pretty pleased with this so far. As far as the powder, I'm a little on the fence about the powder. I feel like while applying the makeup, it added a little bit too much coverage. It did really do a good job of mattifying, so if you don't mind more coverage, then I would recommend that. It definitely, yeah, it definitely took all the shine out of the foundation. So I'm going to do a little bit of playing with that. I don't feel like it was too heavy for the under eye though, so I'm on the fence, but so far it's okay. As far as the bronzing rocks, I think this is just more of a highlighter. This is not a bronzer. If I used it with a matte blush, I feel like it'll be just fine. I don't know that I'll have to repurchase this. I feel like it's going to last a really long time. So if you have a large collection, it's going to last you a long time that you probably won't need to repurchase, or they will change by the time you do. So I do like them, but again, I probably won't have the need to rebuy. As far as the blush, I like it. I love the color. I feel like it applied really well. It looks beautiful. It's too much shimmer with the bronzing rocks, but on its own with the matte bronzer, I will use it. And I actually was going to buy 2 of these. They also do have cream blushes, so I will check those out as well. You could probably somehow depot this as well if you have a Z palette, which wouldn't be a bad idea. Let's see. As far as the brow pencil, I feel like my brows look a little bit more intense than they typically would. I will continue to use it, but I'm not so sure if I'll rebuy it yet. But it's decent. It's decent. And it has that shape that everyone's obsessed with right now. So I'm on the fence about this one. As far as the brow gel, I don't think I'll rebuy it. One, just because of the wand. I feel like it's too big. It's a pretty wet formula, which is fine, but it dries down, but it's not like super crusty. So if I had like an important event, I probably wouldn't use it. I don't think it'll keep my brows in place. Like even just doing this, you can see the hairs are already coming down. So it's not doing a good job of keeping them into place for me. I will probably continue to use it, but I will not rebuy this. Let's see, as far as the metallic eyeshadow, I don't know. I got a pretty look out of it. I have other colors like this. Do I feel like the formula is life-changing? No. You know, it swatches really well, but nothing spectacular stood out to me. I'm sure if you guys are watching makeup YouTube videos, you have other eyeshadows like this. Like I said, if there's a standout color, which there's not a lot of colors in this range, it is a new brand though, so we'll just kind of keep an eye out for what they do with these, but it worked. I won't rebuy. The concealer I actually really liked. I feel like it did a good job. The color range I think sucks, so that's kind of unfortunate. You know, people don't fit into just 3 or 4 shade ranges, even just for concealer. I feel like this probably wouldn't work on the face. It is just going to be an under eye concealer for me, but I will use it up, and I would actually consider rebuying it if I can find it locally. Like it's not something standout I would have to buy online by itself. So I do like it though. As far as the mascara, I'm not going to rebuy it. I will continue to use it. I feel like it did a good job. It doesn't feel overly crusty or anything like that, but it's not my favorite. As far as the eyeliner, I actually did really like this. If I can find them in store, I would probably buy other colors. I will continue to use it. It hasn't been very long, but it's still in the waterline, so that's good. As far as the eyeshadow stick, I'm going to continue to use it, but I have hooded eyelids, so me putting it on the center, it has already transferred a lot of glitter up into here, which I don't really care for. It just looks a little much with what kind of a look I did today. Looking at it up close in the mirror, I don't care for it actually in the inner corner where I put it, so that's my own fault. But I will continue to use it. Am I impressed enough to buy other colors? No, I'm not. But I will like it on its own. I know I will. I don't care for it so much in the look I did today. It's a little bit much for the daytime. As far as the lipsticks, I'm actually impressed with both. The duo for $6, I probably won't go out and buy more. It's just something that I'm not going to utilize as much. I do like that it's together, so it's great for travel. I feel like the quality's there on both for them as far as the moisturizing lipstick. I actually really love this color. I feel like it'll be a good favorite for this fall and winter. This is about as deep as I really care to go. And the packaging doesn't feel cheap. It definitely feels a little bit more expensive than like the e.l.f. packaging. It's not, the mechanism on it doesn't feel really cheap. It's very smooth. It doesn't rattle, things like that. I feel like the lid's gonna stay on very well. I like the packaging is just very clean and simple. And yeah, so these I would actually consider buying more colors of for sure. And I think these ones were only $4, so that's not bad. Then last but not least is the bronzing oil. This I don't think I would use on my face. I think if you're anywhere in medium to dark, this is not going to work for you. It's not going to give you any kind of a glow. But if you're fair to light medium, as you can see, it's going to give you a little natural glow there. A little natural glow. I'm definitely going to use this when we go to Jamaica. But this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this first impressions video. If you guys want to do and have me do an update on these as I continue to use them, see if any of my thoughts have changed, please let me know in the comments below or give this video a thumbs up. That will definitely let me know that you guys want to see a follow-up to this. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!